Good morning, Kingswood House pupils, parents and staff, and welcome to this first Headmaster's video diary of the autumn term. It's Friday, the 11th of September. Well, it's been a great week. Ever since the gates opened on Monday and the pupils filled for once the corridors of the school building, and we can hear chatter and laughter emanating around the school, I can speak for all of the staff when I say we feel truly exhilarated and energised. And although we've reached the end of this first week and we're all probably feeling a little bit weary because it's the first time that we've been back in school properly since March, it really has been inspirational. It's been so lovely just to have a degree of normality, even if it is the new normal. I'm just going to unpick one or 2 points, if I may. Boys, I want to say firstly, I'm really impressed with the way that you have coped with unlearning old habits and learning new ones, in particular the one-way system around the school, the lunch times which have improved day by day, and playing in your bubbles at break time. And I think the third of these challenges, the playing in the bubbles at break time, is the one that you can help us the most with. And what I mean by that is it's important to remember that all of us are adjusting to life back in the school. You are all playing in your own segregated areas, but there is plenty of space in which for you to play whilst you are outside. It is important to remember this term's value of respect. And a large part of that is being tolerant. It's being understanding. Some of you are going to want to let off steam and run and play football and play tag. That is absolutely fine. There will be others of you who may want to sit quietly and chat or build things. And that's absolutely fine too. There's room for both. But what you do have to do is be understanding that not everyone is going to want to do what you want to do. And it's just a case of reacquainting yourself with the idea that you're not in your own house. And you need to make sure that you are taking other people's views into consideration, and absolutely ensuring that if you are doing something different, that there is space for you to do that and you're not imposing your will on others in the same group. I think it's really important that these lessons are learned over the next few days and weeks whilst it's dry. We are looking forward to a good forecast next week, and we need to be outside as much as we can to try and break up the day and let off steam. I am mildly concerned that if these lessons aren't learned now, then if it's raining and everyone is confined to a classroom at break time, then it's going to be difficult and there's going to be a bit of tough love dished out. So it's really important that we're all on board and treating other people with respect and tolerance, because if we can't do it whilst the sun is shining and we've got lots of space to run about in outdoors, it is going to be extremely difficult to move that into a much smaller classroom indoors, and where we may, in the worst case scenario, you could be cooped up there for much of the day in your bubble. So it is absolutely imperative, please, that you all make steps to work with one another socially during those playtimes. And the vast majority absolutely are. It's just very important, please, that we learn these lessons now. And of course, it's not surprising, is it, that we are all feeling a little bit tired at the end of this week. And I can certainly speak on behalf of the teachers. I know that they feel as though it's been a very long week. And it's the first time that we've been back in school properly on a full timetable since March. And it is a long time. And perhaps the best way to think about it is by comparing it to a professional sportsman. There is a term called being match fit. And that means that if you're a professional footballer in the Premier League, for example, then you are working on your fitness all the way through pre-season to make sure that when that first match of the season occurs, which is, of course, this weekend, then you are bodily and physically ready, and you are mentally and emotionally ready for 90 minutes on the pitch. Now, if you are injured as a professional athlete, it takes a long time for you to rediscover your match fitness. You may be fit in terms of your running and in terms of your passing and your training, but it's only by playing the matches that you rediscover your match fitness. And I think at the moment, as a school, all of us, teachers, pupils, everyone, parents even, we are all rediscovering our match fitness. And it's going to take time for that to reacquaint. we are all going to be just feeling, I think, by half term, the need for a bit of a rest. And it is perfectly okay at the moment, I think, and understandable, if people are feeling tired. It's exactly what I would expect, having been out of school and out of a controlled environment for such a long time. So we need to make sure we are all working on our match fitness, emotionally and physically, and doing everything we can, like getting enough sleep and being organised in the mornings and eating enough and drinking enough water, to make sure that we are making the most of our learning in school. And again, this will take time. I hope that we will all have rediscovered our match fitness by half term. I think that's a realistic time frame. So the only other thing I'd like to point out, everybody, is about drop-off time. The school does not open until 8:15 in the morning, and we do have a bit of a surge, particularly in the car park at 8:15 in the morning, which is fine. But for those people who are coming in at other entrances, which are sometimes unmanned before that time at 8:15, you really shouldn't be in school unless you are booked into the breakfast club. We only have room for 20 people at a safe social distance outside of your bubbles in the dining room, and we do not have supervision in and around the school before 8:15 at that time. So you must, please, parents, make sure that you are getting acclimatised to the journey to school. And if you do arrive early, please park up, ideally not in the car park if you can help it, and just wait until such a time as 8:15 has passed, so that when the children do come in through the gate, there isn't a mad rush, and B, we are definitely ready to receive them in their form rooms. It is really important, please, that everyone plays their part in that. So if that means you catch the train and you have to get there a little bit later, that is fine. We are open all the way through to 8:45 for registration. That's a good half an hour window. And I would like to see a little bit more staggering as the weeks progress in that area. I mean, I understand we're all finding our way at the moment, but really I don't want to see people here before 8:15 unless they have booked into the breakfast club, please. Great to see lots of people cycling into school as well. I must say that's a really, really good initiative. Great to see lots of people walking into school. In terms of safety, please make sure that you are wearing something luminous if you're cycling, that you have a light fitted to your bicycle, and that you are walking your bike through the car park entrance and stowing your bicycle in the storage facility at that car park gate, please. There is absolutely no cycling at all on the site permitted. It is obviously dangerous to others, so you must come in through that car park entrance, stow it in the storage by the car park. Please make sure, parents, that there is some kind of luminous clothing and that the light is working and that they are equipped with a helmet. I think it would be very, very useful to let the divisional head know and the office know if your son is cycling into school, if you have not done so already. I did put that in my letter. And equally, if your son is walking into school, that's fantastic, and walking back from school, we would like to know just for our own records, please. Right, on to mentions and dispatches for this first week, which we're going to continue this term. It'll be a much more crystallised version because obviously everybody's now back in school. We have more house points and more commendations which will go into the newsletter in the normal way. So these mentions and dispatches will be one or two names normally each week, but given that it's the first week, there are a few general entries. So in Form 1 and 2L, Mrs. Lambert would like to congratulate all of the boys for showing great enthusiasm and participating and engaging so well in the class. Mrs. Maskell in 3M has nominated William Nelson Bowling for a great maths assessment. Well done to you, William. She's also really pleased with Zach and Toby for a super first week. Miss Smith says congratulations to Ryan and Zach in 4S for a super week as well, and also to Hugo Hawksley, who has come into year 4 with a brilliant can-do attitude. Well done, Hugo. In upper prep, Miss Forbes in 5F has reported a lovely first week, and a special mention to Harry and Henry for super settling in. And in 5S, Mrs. Seaver would like to thank all of my old boys for welcoming in all the new boys so well and for showing what a caring school we are. So that's great teamwork in 5S. In 6S, well done to Kevin and to Freddie, who have settled in super quickly, making friends and adapting really well to the new normal. So Madame Swift is very pleased with you. Mr. Ruitz would like to say well done to Zachary and Howard for settling in so well. And in year 7, the form teachers would like to commend all of the boys and a real well done to all of the considerable number of new boys in that year group. We can't name you all, but everyone has done really, really well. In particular, Miss Black would like to say well done to Jonathan Barnes, who has been super polite and shown a great attitude. Connor Towers from Mr. Barrett for a very mature start, and to Ibrahim Muhammad for being very focused. And Miss Patel would like to nominate Sergio Ares Seafield, who's made a great start in her form and settled really well. So great stuff in year 7. In year 8, Madame Taylor would like to nominate Max Horsting, who's been super busy playing lots of football in and out of school this week. Keep up the energy and the positive thinking there, Max. Well done to you. And Mr. Lordy would like to say well done to Jack Rolls, who's settled in brilliantly into 8L. And a nod to Tommy Woods and Henry Sweetman for a super week and positive thinking as well. So well done to you boys, keep it up. Into the seniors, Mr. Twinley has nominated James Kim and Jajan Lee for great enthusiasm and perseverance. Mr. Henry would like to nominate Minsuk Kim, who settled in really, really well in his class. Mrs. Weston is thrilled with all of 10W and very glad that they are so well organised and welcoming, so well done to you boys. Mrs. Hornstetter would like to thank all of her form for being kind and helpful and making her feel very welcome by helping her with some of the questions she had about the school. They've done brilliantly, so thank you very much, 10H. Mrs. Wraith likewise is really pleased with the way that 11W have helped her and been super role models this week for the rest of the school, taking on all of the new normal measures with calmness and maturity. Mr. Bailey has reported a very good first impression from his form 11B. So that wraps up a very busy first week. Lots of information meetings occurred, and thank you parents for signing into those in the evening. Of course, as ever, we're always very keen to hear from you should you need, and otherwise I wish you all a very restful weekend, and I look forward to a really great week ahead. Thank you very much.